Good morning or good afternoon for us farmers, depending what time we have this class. Today's topic, which is going to be very brief, is about the functions of the Prime Minister of the Netherlands. And that Prime Minister, his name is Mark Rutte. The Prime Minister of the Netherlands has a lot of functions, but I'm going to briefly describe some of them. One of those functions is he is also the Minister of General Affairs. Just like the Prime Minister of St. Martin, remember I told you that the Prime Minister of St. Martin functioned as a Minister of General Affairs, but it's the same for the Dutch Prime Minister as well. A second function, the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, he meets once a week with King William Alexander. Now in that meeting he discusses with the king what decisions was taken by the Council of Ministers, the Dutch Council of Ministers. A third function he has, he presides over cabinet meetings. Now the Council of Ministers, the Dutch Council of Ministers, they meet to discuss issues, to solve problems, discuss laws and various other activities. Well, he's in charge of those meetings, the Prime Minister. Now, another function that he takes responsibility for, whatever decision the Council of Ministers make, the Prime Minister observes, he monitors these decisions to make sure that they take place, that they're executed. That's basically what he does. Now, a last function, which is the fifth one, the Prime Minister also attends meetings at the European Council, the EU, European Union. So you know the European Union consists of over 20 something European countries. They have a economic union where things they try to do various things together, coordination together, they work together. And so he attends these meetings. That's basically some of the functions of the Dutch Prime Minister. Now, First Farm students, you have met me face to face last week for civics. Most of the students were able to follow the directions in my class. And for the parents to know what takes place in the classroom, what are my rules, because every single teacher has their own set of rules. So I want you to know, parents, that some of the rules in my class are very simple. They are rules that are based on many cultural practices across the Caribbean. One of them is, if a teacher, which is me, is talking to a student, I expect the student to listen to what I am saying and to remain silent. I don't expect the student to interrupt me when I'm talking to them. That is wrong and rude. The second rule, if another student in a class is having a conversation with me, asking questions or making a statement, I expect everyone else in the room to be silent, to give that student respect. The third rule I have, and many students struggle with this problem, is they like to slouch in the chairs. It is wrong and it's bad for that student's back. When they become adults, they will have back problems. I try my best to prevent students from doing that. So they have to remain seated up like a normal individual. A fourth rule I have in the class is I don't permit anyone to be chewing gum. It's not good. It can lead to disruptions because I've seen it before. Now, a fifth rule I have in the classroom is don't rock the tables and the chairs. Those are things that the people should not do, students shouldn't do. And another rule that I have, which is number 6, if a student wants to ask a question, they should raise their hand and wait until I see their hand and address them. Now, these are things that students supposed to know because they've been in elementary school for 8 years or 9 years. So by now, nearly a decade later, they should know these things. But I enforce them consistently and all the time. Students, teachers, parents, teaching face to face and teaching online at the same time is a tremendous amount of pressure being added on to teachers. I'm asking our parents to make sure you talk to your children, ensure that they follow the rules from every teacher, and make sure they practice social distancing. Because several times I've had to tell students to put on their mask properly 4 and 5 and 6 times. That is a lot of talking. That is additional work and more stress for teachers. And we don't need that at this time in our history, confronting and fighting a pandemic. This is the end of my video. The assignment for today is going to be based on what I discussed about the Dutch Prime Minister and previous questions and topics that I talked about before during the term, which is aimed at preparing your child for the civics exam, January, God's willing, 2021. Have a safe holiday, be smart, and be careful, because I have a strong and funny feeling our numbers will be extremely high by the end of our vacation. So please be safe, because together we will rise and together we will fall. We don't listen. Take care. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.